Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a fun looking puzzle here. I was kind of scrolling through the rules here because there's a lot of them. I wanted to see what was going on before I started this video. But anyway, there's a lot of rules, so let's jump into this pretty quickly and get to it. So it's called Ciphered Lines by Scojo. And we've got normal Sudoku rules, so every row, column, and 3x3 box will contain the digits 1 through 9 once each. And then we have ciphers and ambiguous lines, which are interesting concepts here that I don't think I've necessarily seen before. I think we've done some things with where you have to figure out what certain lines are, but I don't believe it did it by this way. So let's look at them and see what's going on. So ciphers, so each of the letters A, B, and C represent a distinct digit from 1 to 9. Which letter represents which digit must be determined. A cell with a letter in the corner must contain the corresponding digit. So whatever this digit is, these are all the same because they're marked as A. These two must be the same, and these two must be the same. And they must be unique digits. And then we have to figure out which one's which somehow. Then we've got our ambiguous lines. So there are 9 lines in the grid, each of a different type. Each line contains a red circle, and the digit in that circle indicates what type of line it is according to the list below. So you'll see there are 9 circles on 9 lines. So whatever this value is going to tell us what type of line this is. And of course, we have to figure out what these values are to determine what the lines are. So let's go down our list and see what all of our options are. One is zipper. So if this is a zipper, if this is a 1, let's say, this would be a zipper line. So these two digits would add up to some value. These two digits would add up to some value. These two would add up to some value. And this would be its value because they are equidistant from the center line or center of the line. Then we have palindrome. So if this is a 2, these would be the same digit. These would be the same digit, etc. Thermos. If this is a 3, then we must have the 3 at the bulb of the thermo, and the digits would increase up to the tip. 4 will be German whisper. So if this is a 4, we must then have adjacent digits be 5 away from that. So 4, whatever. Entropic. So every group of 3 cells along the line must contain 1 digit from each of the following sets. So if this is a 5, this would be entropic. And therefore, these 3 digits, or then these 3 digits, and then these 3, etc. down the line, would be 1 digit from each of the sets, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9. Then we have indexing. So if this was a 6, let me just read it for you. The digit in the nth cell along the line, starting from the circle, indicates the position along the line where the digit n appears. So if this is a 6, creating an index line, the 6th 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6th digit along that line would be a 1, because that's what this digit would be telling us it is. Then we've got 10 lines, so the line must be able to split into distinct segments, which each sum to 10. So if this is a 7, this could be some value, 7 plus something. 7 plus something to add to 10, or 7 plus these two to add to 10. And then we could have these two add to 10, and then these two add to 10. Or it could be these 2, these 3, these 2, etc. What we can't do is have these 3 add to 10, these 2 add to 10, these 2 add to 10, and then these 3 or something like that, because we can't overlap. Then we have modular. So this is similar to our entropic, but using mod 3. So every group of 3 cells along the line must contain 1 digit for each of the following sets: 1, 4, 7, 2, 5, 8, and 3, 6, 9. So again, these 3 digits, because they're all adjacent, must have 1 of each of those, and that will continue down the line. And then finally, we have region sums. So box boards divide the line into segments with equal sums. So if this is a 9, these 2 digits will add up to some value, which will be the same as this value, which will be the same as these 3 added together, etc., etc. And there we go. So we have 9 different rule sets that we have to try to figure out where they go, which lines attribute to each one, and each line will be its own. So these are all going to be unique line types. So after all that talking, Link is in the description below. Let's get started on this guy and see if we can get it figured out, because it does look like it's going to be quite a fun puzzle. So the question's going to be, well, first off, let's mark these with coloring, just so I remember that these are the same digits. Then each of these circles is going to be a digit from 1 to 9. I think what I'm going to do is put all of those in for each of them. Then I can start to peel away which ones are which. I think that'll work better for me to keep track of everything instead of just looking at each one and then trying to decipher all that. But you go do how you want to. I guess we'll start at this one. We'll start in here, then we'll just kind of move along the lines here and see if we can figure out which ones are which. So let's get started. Okay, so if this was a 1, I think I'm just going to go through each grouping on each line and see what occurs. Instead of thinking about, could this be a zipper, could this be a zipper, could this be a zipper kind of thing. I think that's the way I want to start this. So we'll start in box 1, just because it's box 1. Zipper, if this is a 1, it means that these two digits add up to some value. And these two will add up. Okay, that doesn't work. If this is a 1, this would have to be some value. So 1 plus x. Well, this is the same value. This is a 1 in this instance, so it'd be 1 plus x. We just put two x's in the same row. We can't do that. This is not a 1. Palindrome also doesn't work, because if this is a 2, this also has to be a 2. But these are already 2s because of the a's. That doesn't work. 3 is thermos. If this is a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 could work. Oh, except for the fact that this would be a 3. That can't work. Let's see the obvious here. German whisper. So that could work, because this could be a 4 with a 9. Oh, but then this would be a 4 with 2 9s. Therefore, we'd have 2 9s in the same row. This can't be a 4. Good. What about entropic? I think that'll break too, because this one and this one and this one would all be from the same grouping. So let's say this is 5. Well, does that break or not? Yeah, it does, because the A would be on the same group. So because the A isn't in one of these two places, it can't work, because you would have 5. You'd have some grouping of 4, 5s, and 6s, but this would be a 5 as well and break the line. So this can't be entropic. I think the same will occur for the modular. Yeah, it's the same concept. This can't be 8 either. What about index? This was a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, because we used this in an example. Actually, I didn't even notice it. If this was a 6, it's telling us this is a 1 because the 6 is in the first position, but this has to be 6. This is not 6. I think we got lucky here starting here, unless it was intended to start here, because people will probably always start in the first box, I guess. I don't know. But I'm glad we started here. It's working out. 10 line. If this was a 7, this could be like a 3. This could be something to add to 10. This would also be a 7. And these could be 2 digits. Yeah, that would work, actually, I think. What about region sum? Just doesn't work at all, because we have 2 singular digits in the same region. So therefore, these would have to be the same digit. That doesn't. Okay, so this is a 10 line, which means these are all 7s. That's good. Now, can we say anything about what these values could be? Because we know this plus either this and this has to add up to 10. Yeah, that doesn't seem like, because this could be 7, 3. These could be some digit at 10. These could be 7 with a 1, 2. This could be 7, 1, 2. These could be 2 digits to add to 10. This could be a 7, 3. So there's options there. Okay, let's... Do these 7s here do anything for us? Well, what about Sudoku real quick? Not really. I don't think that's going anywhere yet. Let's look at this and how it interacts with this guy. It seems like I was gonna just go through box to box, but now that we have some digits, we might as well use that information because I'm sure it will be helpful. Can this be zipper? This would be a 1, and this would be some value. These 7s would be telling us what the value has to be for the zipper, which had to be 14. And if this was a 1, this would have to be a 13. That doesn't work. This is not a zipper. It's also not a palindrome because we know the B and the C are different digits. So get rid of palindrome. 3, 7, 8, 9, and then what, 10, 11, 12, 13, 7, 15? Don't work. This is not a thermo. German whisper doesn't work because this would be a 4. This would have to be a 9, not a 7. Okay, none of these can be 7s. Let me take those out now before I forget. Entropic. Let's use the same thing we did here to see if entropic and modular will work. Let's actually think about the 7 here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. No, so entropic and modular won't work because these are the positions that must be the same set as the 7. Then we'd have another of the same set next to it. So these are not 5 and was 8, wasn't it? It was 8. Okay, so we're down to 6 or 9. What is 6 again? Index? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, this cannot be an index line because we can't index a 10. So this is a 9. And let's get rid of 9s here before I forget. And let's think about now what this must... Oh, this is a 9. Let's think about knowing that this is a region sum line. What can we say about it? Well, the most this can be is 876 because the 9 sees it. So that would be 21. This is already 16. This could be a 5 and whatever. This could be lower and this could be a lower digit. So I don't know if we can do anything there. What else can we say? I don't know. Oh, Sudoku. Well, no. Sudoku doesn't quite get us there because one of these two is a 9. But this is a 10 line. This can't be a 9. Okay. If this is a 10 line, so actually, now that we know this is a 9, let's go back to our 10 line. I'm glad I looked at Sudoku and got me looking in the right direction. These two digits have to add up to 10 because we can't add a 9 to them. So this is 3. The 9 can only go with a 1 because we can't have like a quarter and a 3/4. So this is 1. This is not 9. This is the 7 now because it can't just go with another single digit and leave a single digit over to become a 10. It must use up both of these. If it uses both of them, it has to be a 7, 1, 2 grouping. We have a 1. So this is 2 and 1. This can't be 1 or 3. This can't be 1. This can't be 1 or 2. Anything else? No. What about those 9s? Can we do anything more with them? Don't think so, but what about this 9 being on this line? Maybe that's helpful. We're just going to follow the little, the crumbs that are being given to us about how to move on this thing. Because it seems to be directing us into certain things and giving us a digit here or there that is going to help us work out some of these lines. So let's keep on it. Let's think about this guy. Can never be a thermo, because this is a 9 here. So it'd be 3, 4, 5, 9. Then what? What's next? German Whisper doesn't work, because again, this would be a 4. This would have to be a 9. Can't be. Entropic. This 1, 2, 3. Okay, that doesn't work. If this is entropic, this is a 5. It's from the 4, 5, 6 grouping. This digit also would have to be from the 4, 5, 6 grouping, and it can't be. Is that the same thing for modular? Yes, it is, because if this is an 8 to be modular, this would have to be 2 or 5. It can't be, it's 9. So this is 6. Let's get rid of 6 from all of these. Again, we just got to keep up with this and make sure we're seeing everything we need. So if this is a 6, what is that? It is an index. So that means that the 6th digit along this line is a 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We also know that the 4th digit is a 9, so then the 4 must be put in the 9th position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 4. Good. This can't be a 1 or a 4 anymore. Good. Again, let's just make sure we're doing everything right. I guess let's just continue on this index line, because we know that every digit from 1 to 9 is going to appear on the index because they have to be indexing. I don't know. Great way to say it, but that's what it is. And we've already used 6, 9, 1, and 4, so we have 2, 3, 5, 7, and 8. These can't be 2 or 7. This can't be 7. This can't be 7. So this is the only place a 7 can go, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, the 7 is just referencing itself. Great. So that's not super helpful. Let's think about the options, though. Whatever, this is the 2nd digit, so whatever this number is going to tell us where the 2 goes. Well, it can't be 3, because we can't ever put a 2 here. So this is not 3. It could be 5, and it could be 8, okay? This is the 3rd, so it's going to tell us where the 3 goes. The 3 could be indexing itself, or it's in the 5th or the 8th. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if this was a 2, it would be telling us that the 5 is in the 2nd position. That would work. Or the 3rd, or the 5th, or the 8th. Okay, I think we're running out of options here. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get anything else out of this one, because it looks like these guys are all kind of oh, the 6 here. Sorry, didn't even see that. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. No, not quite. Maybe we had a quad or something. We could put a digit here, but it doesn't look like that's the case. Okay, let's... do we want to go back to here? Because we just got a 6. So again, let's follow the trail here. We said previously these add to 16. These add to 13. So whatever these 2 digits are, this one has to be 3 more than this one. So let's say this is 9 and 7, and this was a 3. We're at 19. This is 13. This would have to be a 6 to make it to 19. So they're 3 apart from each other. Maybe there's something we can do with that. What can this be? 3, 4, 5, 6, or 8? And then what about you? 2, 3, 4, 5, or 8. That might not be the greatest thing to go about. Well, this one has to be, we said this one has to be 3 higher than this. So this can never be 2 or 3, or 4 actually, because we can't put a 1 here. We can't put a 5 there. So this is an 8. If this is an 8, well, it actually gives us a 21. If this is an 8, this has to be 5 because they have to be 3 greater. Okay. So it turned out these were the max that these could be, which is 8, 7, 6, which is 21. These are 9, 7, which was 16, and the 5 is what worked. So none of these are 5s. What is this not? It's not an 8. Okay. Again, just making sure we see everything. What's going on in here? One of these has to be a 4. And one of these has to be an 8. But the 4 is better. This is a 4 by Sudoku, which means these are not 4s. If this is a 4, what is that? German Whisper. Perfect. This is a 4. This has to be a 9 on a German Whisper. Good. So we're starting to pare these guys down. That's good. Let's think about these 3 digits for a second. 2, 3, and 5. These are not 2, so this is. Good. This 3, 5 says this is 8. That's now telling us that the 2 goes in the 8th position. So this is 2. These are not 8 or 2. So the 3 and the 5 are either indexing themselves, as in 3 indexes 3, 5 indexes 5, or the 3 indexes the 5 and the 5 indexes the 3. Okay. This can't be 2 anymore. What are these anyway? We got 3, 4, and 5. I don't think that does much for us, but I figured I'd put it in. This is from 3, 5, or 8. Also, doesn't look like it does us a whole lot of good. Just making sure. This 1 says this isn't a 1. So one of these 2 is a 1. What is the 1 again? Zipper? Nah, we can't figure out which one of those is which. At least not yet. One of these 2 is a 5. Multiple 2s, multiple 3s, multiple 8s. Okay. What are these 2 digits? Because we have everything in the column. So they have to be from 1 and 9. And then we're not going to be able to quite figure out what this is just yet, because we have options here. Or is there, maybe there's something here. No. We know one of these is a 7, I guess, because we don't have one in the column yet, and this one says that. But other than that, can't quite say much. Let's go back and start thinking about what the options are on these, because we haven't looked at these just yet, because we had kind of been going around the path here. I guess we also know one of these is a 6. Let's put that in for the moment. Okay, let's go down the line and see what if any of these could be something. Can this be a palindrome? Those 2 would be the same. No, these 2 would have to be the same digit. This is not a palindrome. So what's left? Entropic and modular. Okay, so let's look at both of those because there are some digits looking here. Can it be entropic? If this is a 5, this has to be from 4 or 5. It could be. Can't be 6, but that's the only thing reduced from it. If it is 8 to be modular, yeah, it could be 2, 5, or 8, so there's nothing there. Let's go to here. This one is zipper, am I correct? Yes, it is. So these 2 could be whatever to add to this. That's fine. Can't be a palindrome, because these can't be the same digit. It could be a thermo. It'd be 3, blah, blah. And it can be the modular, because these would just be 1 from each set. Yeah, and there are possibilities for that. Okay, what about you? 2 was palindrome. Yes, it could be. 3 is thermo. Yes, it could be. 8 was the modular. Yes, it could be. Okay, I'm not getting anywhere on these at the moment. Let's hope one of these 2 will work. What do we have here? Again, it's zipper. So if this is a zipper, it's a 1. Which means this is also a 1. So this would be a value of 2. There's no way that works, because these would have to both be 1s to equal 2, but we've already put 1s in, and this would be a 2, which could work, but it can't be a zipper. Which means this is a zipper. It's the only one left. Good. Okay. The problem is, I guess we can't really say too much. I guess we can say something about what this could be. Because if we think about the zipper, it's going to be 1 plus something is going to equal this. So let's just put the grouping of digits, then we'll remove everything as we need to. 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8. Now, obviously, it can't be 8 because it would be a 1, 8 to equal 9. That doesn't work. Can't be 1, 6 because of the 7. Can't be 1, 4 because of the 5. Good. It could be 1, 2 or 1, 3 to make this a 3 or a 4. Now, it doesn't... Oh, this 8, sorry. Didn't even see it. This is not 8. Okay, 2, 3 pair. This is a 4. Now, we know this is a zipper, so if this is a 4, this has to be 3. This has to be 2. Good. Glad I looked at that, because I probably would have overlooked that if I hadn't gone down the road. This can't be 2. Make sure I didn't miss anything else that was staring right down the line. I don't think so at the moment. Okay. What are these 2 digits while we're here? 4 and 8. No, not 4 and 8. It's something in 8. Only 8 can't go down here. It is 6 and 8. So this is 6. And this is 8. We're getting some groupings here. This is nice. These have to be from 3, 6, and 9. This can't be 9. If this is a 3, 6, 9, this is 5. And this is 3. Therefore, these are not 3. So now we can start working out what these are. 5, 8 pair. This is a 3. Good. And what are these guys? They are from 3, 6, and 7. This can't be 3. This can't be 7. What is 3? Thermo. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. But this has to be a 9. You can't put a 1 at the end of a thermo. What can these actually be? Because this could be as much as 7, so this could be 5, 6, or 7. It can't be 6 or 7. This just is 5, which means this is 4. Okay. That 5 says this is 8 and 5, and then this one's the last one left over. It has to be 8. Perfect. Now we have them all figured out. Good, 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 good. I was getting a little scared because these guys were all kind of sticking out here for a while and didn't look like we had anything to get going on them. Okay, so let's look at this guy because we haven't done him yet. He's the palindrome, so this is 2. If I can get my mouse going where I want it to be. This could be anything. Well, not anything, but it could be whatever these 3 are. Because it's a palindrome, it doesn't have to be determined by anything. So what are these? We need a 2. Actually, let's just do that. This can't be 2 and this can't be 2. So this column needs 1. This is. What are these 2 now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. Oh, neither one is quite there. Oh well. Got that then. All right, so we did that one. We've done part of this one. I don't know that we're going to have too much success up here at the moment. This guy's done. We said you are. You're done. You're done. We did you. We have to do these. And these are the modular and entropic, right? Yeah, 5 and 8. Okay. Let's think about what they can be. Let's start with the 5. We'll just put in our options, and then we'll go into Sudoku because we have a lot of digits now. So we might be able to pare this stuff down. So if this is a 5, that means it's part of the 4, 5, 6. So these must be part of the other versions. So 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, and 9. This can't be 1. Oh, this can't be 7, 8, or 9. So this is from the 2, 3 version. So we have our low, we have our mid, we need our high. So this is from 7, 8, or 9. It can't be 7. That 2, 3 isn't seen by anything though. Okay. So we've got some options in here. That's good. Let's think about this guy because he is modular. It means, this 5 here, sorry, says this is 4 and 5. We know that these 2 digits have to be from 2 and 8. These 2 digits have to be from 4 and 7. Yeah, that looks right. The 8 goes with 2 or 8. That doesn't help us. This is a 4 or 7 though. That's a 1, 4, 7 grouping, and it must go. Okay, there we go. 1, 7. This is 4. Therefore, this is 7 and 4. This is the 3, 6, 9, so it pairs with this guy. Oh, 3, 6, 9. None of those are usable in terms of reducing them. Okay, let's look at Sudoku, and then we'll come back to see if there's anything else that we can get and then limit some of these other things for. 5 and 6 did not help. Thanks a lot for nothing. All right, let's look at Sudoku. That's not helpful. This doesn't look very helpful. One of these is a 2. Oh, maybe it is, because we do get an X-Wing on 2s now. Yeah, it actually is helpful. This is a 2. I mean, not enormously helpful. It just gives us a 2, but it's something. What are you guys now? They have to be from 3, 6, and 4? This can't be 4. There we go. 3, 6 pair, so you're 4. Okay. Let's go back and continue with 3s next. Not useful. What about those 4s? Looks like we're done with... Oh, we only need one more up here. This one's a 4. Good. What are these two? 1 and 9. Shoot, nothing there. Okay, 5s. One of these is a 5. I don't like that grouping. Oh, we can do 5 down here. Goes here. None of these are 5s, but one of these is Okay. Let's keep on keeping on. 6s. No. 7s? Yes, this is a 7. Anything else? One of these is a 7. So we just have an X-Wing left on 7s. Let's look at 8s. One of these two is an 8. Not exactly what we wanted. One of these two is an 8. One of these two is an 8. That didn't get it. Just gave us a bunch of X-Wings. What about 9s? And if we can't figure that out, we'll have to go back, look at some of these clues again. One of these two is a 9. One of these 3 is a 9. No, there's nothing there. Okay. Is there any other row or column that has useful information? Probably not, because I just went through a Sudoku. So maybe we just have to get into this guy. What are these digits? Let's start here. We could put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not 6, 7, 8. Oh, it's only 1 or 5. That's interesting. So we have some reduced number of digits. Now we know we have to get to 21. Can we figure that out mathematically? What's 9? We can get to 21 in 3 of these digits. Because this could be 9, 8, 6. So there's not a whole lot of reduction there. I mean, we're above 21 at that point. Is there maybe some minimum? 6, 1 and 5, that's 12. Obviously, that's not enough. But if we did put a 1 here, we could have 1, 8, and 9, which is 18, which would get us high enough. It doesn't have to be 8, 9, it could be 6, 9. What if this is a 5? Okay, if this is a 5, it forces things to happen. This would be 5, this would be 6, this would be 8. That is 19, because 5 and 6 and 11 plus 8 is 19. We would have to have a 2 here to get to 21, and we can't do that because it's only a 1 or a 9. This can't be a 5. Let's make sure I'm right first. If we put a 5 there, this has to be 6. That forces this to be 8. That gets us to 19. We can't put a 2. Okay, this is a 1, which forces the 9. which forces this to be a 1. We're at 10. We need 11 more. The only way to make 11 is 6, 5. So this is 6 and 5. Hey, math helps. It's usually one of the last things I go to. Luckily, that was not the case. This has to be an 8. The 6 says this is 3. This is 5 and 3 then. This 3 says this is 6. Okay. This is just a given digit of what? 1. These have to be from 2 and 5. We have a 5. Good. 2, 5. The 2 sees the 8 and the 2. The 8 sees the 9. And we said one of these two had to be an 8, so this one now is. This is not a 9. 3, 6, 9. So this is a 3, 6 pair, which means this has to be 9 because of this. Or you could just say 9 and 3. Okay, so this is a 3, 6 pair. What is this? It's a leftover 1. Good. This is a 3, 6 pair, so this is an 8. Therefore, this has to be what? 9. These two digits are 6 and 7. Six, 7 pair, 3, 6, 7. What am I missing? There must be something in here that's obvious. This guy? Yes, the 6 here. What? Wait, oh. Okay, duh. 6 and 9 means this is 3. Glad I caught that. That would have been a problem. Okay, so now we can do the real Sudoku here. Whew, this is a 1. This is now the 6. This 3 says this is 6, which means this is 8, and this is 9. That was the same. The 6, though, says the 7 and the 3. Now these two are given. This is 7, and this is 6. Oh, there we go. Solve the puzzle with only a minor flub at the end there. 49 solves in almost a month. Wow, that's not a lot. Cool. It wasn't supposed to be too difficult. I mean, it was like a 2, I think it was a 2-star when I clicked on it. Maybe it needs to be a 3 or maybe not. Again, whenever I finish a puzzle without too much struggle and not a lot of people have solved it, I always have that fear that I messed something up. So I'll be looking at this one before it gets posted to make sure that's not the case. Anyway, that was a great puzzle. I really enjoyed picking apart each one of these. And for a while there, we did have, you know, we started off on the right one, which was nice. And I have a feeling that was intended, that this was going to be the first one that most people look at. And then it kind of pushed us into some of these other ones. So anyway, great puzzle. Really enjoyed it. Hope y'all did as well. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe. Really helps this channel out. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.